How did the Bretton Woods system actually fail? Imagine a world trying to rebuild after a devastating war, aiming for stability and peace. That's what the Bretton Woods Conference set out to do in 1944. It created a new international monetary order to keep currencies stable and prevent chaos. Countries agreed to fix their exchange rates by tying their currencies to the US dollar, which was convertible into gold at a fixed rate of $21.60 per ounce. This system depended heavily on the United States holding enough gold reserves to back all the dollars in circulation. At first, it worked well. Countries could trade with confidence, and the world economy started to grow. But as the 1960s rolled in, cracks began to show. The United States started running large balance of payments deficits. This was mainly because of the costs of the Vietnam War and domestic programs like the Great Society. To pay for these, the U.S. increased its money supply, which caused inflation. The dollar became overvalued, and people started doubting if the U.S. could actually exchange all those dollars for gold at the fixed rate. As more countries held dollars, they began to worry about the U.S. gold reserves. The reserves, which had been over 70% of global reserves after the war, started to shrink. Countries like France and others began demanding gold in exchange for their dollar holdings, fearing the dollar's value was not sustainable. The London Gold Pool, an agreement among countries to stabilize gold prices, collapsed in 1968 because of these pressures. Meanwhile, some countries, especially West Germany and Japan, didn't want to revalue their currencies against the dollar. This created more imbalances. The situation worsened when President Richard Nixon announced in August 1971 that the United States would no longer convert dollars into gold. This move, called the Nixon Shock, was meant to stop the gold drain but effectively ended the fixed exchange rate system. After that, attempts to keep fixed rates, like the Smithsonian Agreement, failed. By March 1973, the system had completely broken down. Major currencies started to float freely against each other, marking the end of the Bretton Woods era. The failure happened because the U.S. could no longer maintain the dollar's gold value amid rising inflation and international pressures. The reliance on the dollar's stability became impossible as economic realities shifted, leading to a new era of floating exchange rates. This shift reflected how the post-war global restructuring was shaped by economic policies, Cold War tensions, and the need for a more flexible international monetary system.